it is that time of year where we are approaching the winter solstice, and we will be having the last new moon of the year. So this is quite an intense energy point. Now, I want to share some information with you guys to help you understand this, and also how you can use and utilize this energy to your advantage and help you navigate through this energy. The winter solstice. Now, this does carry a lot of deep meaning, and in a lot of traditions, it holds a lot of history, and it is a time when we turn inwards and away from the world. It's where we have the shortest day and longest night, and we have an opportunity to go within, to have quiet time, and to be aware of our dreams and our visions. And during a winter solstice, the rain or snow is often heavy, and the intensity symbolizes a deep clearing. Now, where I am in the UK, today, literally, we've been having like rainstorms, like really, really strong wind. And it just symboled to me like, wow, the winter solstice is fast approaching. And like this strong wind and rain is like Earth and nature's way of cleansing us and cleansing that heavy, dense vibration on Earth. So it's cleansing out with the old to bring in the new. So it is a really symbolic time of deep clearing. And it's also associated with rebirth. So the dying of the old and making way for the new. Just like many of us will go through rebirths. You know, if we look back on ourselves, maybe, you know, a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, we won't be that same person because we're growing and evolving. And we must remember as well, and it's very hard when we get caught up in this human kind of state, but nature is there to remind us that every cycle must return to stillness and silence the dark. Every out-breath requires air in, and from death comes a new life, and from the darkest night the new dawn is born. So like any transition or change or cycle, you know, we have the opportunity to use these powerful turning points in the year as moments to turn our attention back inwards, which can be really hard to do when there's so many outwards distractions and the busyness of this modern life. It's a call to be still and to reflect on all that we've been through and everything that we want to then begin for our new year ahead. Now, if we look back in ancient times and in ancient history, before technology or electricity was actually available, we would have had to rely on hope alone to see us through the winter months. Hope, praying and trusting that light would once again light the way. I personally always struggle with the winter months because of the darkness, the lack of sunlight. You know, maybe I could bear it for a couple of weeks, but I genuinely get really depressed, and it's something I've been trying to be more conscious and aware of, and working on changing my mindset that actually is an inwards call. And instead of fighting that, it's like allowing myself, it's okay to be still. It's okay to have less energy. It's okay to not want to do as much and not feel as good in myself and about the world. But then it's like I've just said, having that hope that the lighter days will come no matter what else is going on in the world, that the natural cycles of Earth and nature still continue. And the winter calls for us to be still. The Earth, again, is lying dormant, and that calls for us to do the same. The animals hibernate, the trees get bare, plants and flowers and herbs, they will kind of die off towards the winter months. But then they only wait to be reborn again in spring. So it shows us that nature needs this time, and so do we, and we forget. And that is what my page, The Natural Way of Life, is about, is connecting us back to that natural way of life, which will be so helpful and beneficial to so many. As the saying goes, as above, so below. We're definitely having that call to just step back, slow down, be with our loved ones, listen rather than speak, and to be rather than do, because sometimes there's always this pressure that we have to do, and actually just being is enough. So it's a very sacred time to honor it within and outside ourselves, and just create that space, you know, with intention, and to journey and go through it, and to look back on the year you've had, look at, you know, how you want to manifest, release and let go of what's no longer serving you. So then you can feel more prepared about going back into your next journey around the sun. And that powerful energy then ties into the last super new moon of the year, which is actually in Capricorn. So again, if you're a Capricorn, you're going to feel this energy probably more intensely, and that will take place around the 23rd of December. So just literally 2 days after this winter solstice turning point. And in astrology, there is what some astrologers will call a stellium or cluster of planets in Capricorn. They have the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto. So that's a heap loads of Capricorn energy. So even though we are coming to the end of the year, it's really, really powerful to kind of think about what you want to bring into your new year and really think about your intentions for the year ahead. You know, where do you want to focus your energy? Write your, new moon. I always say write your list, set your intentions clearly, always ask for your highest good, send out your wishes and just tap into that energy that's there. And with it being a supermoon, it will feel more intense. Again, if the moon energy does affect you, just having that awareness sometimes that, okay, I might feel more emotional during this time, more tired during this time, I might need more time to myself or time to go inwards. That's okay, and allow yourself and honor that time. So plan for that year ahead. And I also have another message I want to share with you guys, which is the medicine of the butterfly Kachina, which came up in one of my oracle readings yesterday. And the message was so relevant to this video. So it's to do with hope again, and it's that hope that guides you through to an ending, to the light of new life within. So that cycle of going through the dark to then come out within the light. It's a transition into a happier time of increased pleasure and awareness, and especially for those of you who have been experiencing struggle or loss, this spirit medicine comes forward and brings hopeful promise to your hearts. And that is the message I want to share with you, that no matter what struggles and darkness you will have gone through, that there is hope, that you will have happiness and peace and light. So if you've experienced a lost cause or a shattered dream, remembering that that is a necessary part of your transformational journey. What was sacrificed can be reborn into something even more beautiful. And you are not meant to turn to the past as it cannot support you in a way it once did. Trust that you have your own inner resources to handle what is happening within you and in your life. You are moving forwards, and you're moving towards a significant psychological, emotional, and maybe even a physical breakthrough and transformation. This will be for a lot of you during this time, and you may have an inner sense of discomfort, and that's when it's a signal for us that something new is unfolding within. A lot of us will feel this discomfort, like we can't quite put our fingers on it. It may even come up with like as an anxiety feeling, but that can be, sometimes it's natural to initially feel awkward or uncertain in the face of something unfamiliar because it's out of our comfort zone. But that can also be a good sign of change stirring from within. Again, allowing nature to take its course. Trust in what is happening. Even if you don't fully understand it, it will turn out beautifully in the end, which may also then tie into your new beginning. And we can all have these moments. Even those of us with great courage can feel tested beyond our faith. This has been me recently. I have literally had my moments where I will break down and be like, what is the point in life? Like, I go so deep with my questioning and thoughts, and it's so easy to lose our faith. But doubt and darkness and despair can creep into our minds and literally lash our hearts with fear. It happens even to those of us that are more strong and conscious and aware. We can still suffer with these feelings too. Perhaps there seems to be a good reason for our pain. People can be going through the loss of a loved one, maybe the loss of relationship, cherished hope dashed away, even disturbing human behavior, the state of the environment, the state of the world, or other unexpected and painful shocks. It happens all the time, and I question everything, and it makes me feel like giving up. But it's to remember that there may even be no particular reason for it, and yet somehow these feelings of anxiety or despair, they grip us, and we feel paralyzed and we can't resolve no matter how hard we try. But the healing soul message with this, that comes is to alleviate your suffering and to remind you that everything you have gone through has been part of what has made you strong, compassionate, and wise. When all seems lost, perhaps especially then, our soul needs the gift of seeing the light, love, and wisdom of Great Spirit at work behind all things at all times, always reaching out to us and always offering love. The soul needs faith and hope like the body needs air to breathe. As I always say, hope, it stands for this: hold on, pain ends. When we can keep hope, it's reminding us that eventually, no matter what darkness we're going through, there will be some light at the end of that tunnel. Faith keeps the soul alive and well. Just remember, you don't have to regret anything that has happened. You do not have to judge yourself or any other or wish that things had been different. You have not missed out. You've not messed up. You've been learning and growing, and that is what the journey of life is about. What is required from you now is a willingness to let it fall away, releasing what doesn't belong, because the person you once were actually no longer exists. You may not fully realize it yet, but like the butterfly trying to crawl on the ground like a caterpillar, you may mourn the loss of your old caterpillar ways. Yet if you take a moment to witness yourself anew now, you'll realize you are not that person from, 2 years, 10 years ago. That's not you anymore. But be open to these healing gifts and the new life and vibrancy and freedom and happiness. And if you've been working hard on an issue, or if you've been hard on yourself, or even working hard for a cause and it seems to be going nowhere, this is your reminder that in the divine alchemy of transformation, things sometimes appear to be going backwards as they move forwards. It's the way of things. After summer, there is autumn and then winter, all of which indicate progress towards the next spring. If you didn't understand the creative purpose and nature of the seasons, you might be frightened by the winter. That was me. I hate winter. But when I learned and became more conscious of the different cycles of life, it's like keeping your hope. And, we can feel like literally the world is ending with this darkness around us, but remember, it's not. Have faith in nature. Knowledge of the sacred feminine wisdom of the seasons. You're not afraid of winter. You will see it as then an essential part of life for us to be reborn again. You may even learn to restore and nurture yourself during this time. And it's that perfect time to go inwards. And if you feel you're in a spiritual or emotional winter in your life, no matter what time of year it is, have hope. The soul unfolds according to seasons, just as nature does. Let your heart and mind rest in trust that life is growing and your soul into a beautiful fulfillment. So I hope that message fills you with hope and faith. That is the message I wanted to give to you guys during this time. Hope and faith that no matter what difficulties or troubles you're going through, that things will fall out in the divine timing for you, for your highest good. Trust and have faith and set your intentions for this year going ahead. The year we're about to go into is a universal 7 years. 7 energy is very inwards. Again, it's related to your crown chakra, okay? So it will be a slightly different energy, and I will look forward to sharing a new video with you about the upcoming year and the energies to come. Thank you so much for everyone that listens, likes, comments, and subscribes to the channel. I'm truly grateful, and I look forward to bringing you more content.